So tell me how you went from being a dancer singer to you said a dance captain?
PCM, yes. Yeah, so as soon as basically the playlist cast manager is a fancy word because we're playlist casts, is the manager of the cast. So
Okay.
it kind of like a dance captain, but that is a little bit of a separate thing because if the PCM is a dancer singer, you will then have a vocal captain because you will be the dance captain and vice versa. So there can be a singer who is your manager
Got it.
and they'll be the vocal captain. And then you will have like a second in command be the dance captain.
Gotcha.
So it is a separate title technically, but you would be both. And that person is it's weird. This differs from theater on land, obviously, because dance captain's not usually in the cast. That's why you watch the show and give the notes. So it's kind of hard to do both. But this person is part of your cast, but then also your direct boss. So there's this like fine line of finding friendship and boss because it's 8 people. So you're getting along or you're not.
Are you interested in learning the 7 alarming things that cruise ship contracts are hiding in the fine print? Go to shiplifetv.com/contract secrets and find out for free. Because one of the biggest problems that I see with new hires is that they don't know what they're signing up for. And they show up on day 1 and they're expected to know everything that's in a 6-page legal contract. So go to shiplifetv.com/contract secrets to watch almost an hour's worth of free content where I break down a 6-page contract and you can learn everything that you need to about vacation, schedule, pay, overtime, benefits, and so much more. That's shiplifetv.com/contract secrets to become a member of the Shiplife TV community and get free access to the crew library. Now back to the video.
So when I first signed on to my first contract, I had a fabulous PCM. We still talk. I just talked to her the other day. She's Australian. And as soon as I found out it was a thing, I was like, I'll be good at that. Like I wanted to do it right away. I knew I would be good at it. I'm pretty good at understanding what I'm good at and what other people might be better at than me.
Sure.
And I just knew that, my OCD type A organized brain would love that. So,
great.
I mean, I didn't love it as much as I thought I would when I ended up doing it.
Okay.
I loved all of the things I thought I would about it. But the one piece of the puzzle that I didn't really anticipate, because you don't really know until you're doing it, was how corporate it was going to feel. And I spent a lot of time at a computer, sending emails that I just thought, I don't care that this guest was mad that the dance class started 5 minutes late. Like I personally, Carly does not care.
Right.
I just want to do my shows with my cast and give them their notes. And so that very corporate, very, put your mask on, your customer service face, I was just like, ugh. But the theater side of it, the cleaning rehearsals and, being the head of the cast was what I really loved to do. So I somehow lucked out with having the same supervisor for all 3 of my full contracts with Carnival. So I kind of built a relationship with him. And I think that he might have helped that happen because I let him know day 1, I was like, I want to do that. So you let me know how I can.
Yeah.
And, my second contract, I ended up being dance captain. And I worked really closely with the PCM. And then, unfortunately, he lost a family member. Oh. So he went home twice on that contract. One, when the family member was ill, and the second time when they passed. So because I was kind of second in command, I took over and I did that position for a short amount of time, which was really hard, going from being at the same level of all your peers as a cast member and then jumping up and suddenly being their boss for a couple days and then having to go back down again. I actually ended up having to be a part of firing somebody in the cast while I took over, which was not fun for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to see them go, but obviously circumstances, you break the rules, you break the rules. It's just the way it is. Right. But I think it was good because it kind of proved to the company, like, she can handle it. She got thrown into this. She was doing manager training and she was doing this and that. And we had to go back for a medical and then we had to fire so-and-so. And it was like, if she can do that in 4 days, like, she'll be fine. So, they ended up asking me for my most recent and last contract for now. And it was great. I lucked out with a really good cast. I think that makes a difference because
Yeah, it's all about the team that you work with.
Managing adults is harder than managing kids.
Yeah.
So exactly.
I agree
So
with
I had 7 really good humans. Yeah.
And it's interesting that you also talked about the whole corporate versus the creative side of it.
Yeah.
And I find that to be the case a lot of the time when you move up to a position like that. Like some people just don't really know how much more boring stuff is involved with the more managerial side. So it's almost like, yeah, we'll promote you, but you're going to get more stuff that you don't really want to do.
Yeah.
The more boring
and not
stuff.
everybody can do both. I mean,
right.
Not everybody can. Just because you're a good dancer doesn't mean you're a good teacher, doesn't mean you're a good cleaner, doesn't mean you're a good, you can be a great performer and not know how to give a note and not know how to clean a dance and not know how to, so there's a lot of elements to that without the corporate side that I think people get thrown into those positions a lot because they're good at what they do. But then we don't know that they're not good at everything else until we find out the hard way. But yeah, the corporate, I mean, you have a company like any cruise line, it's a massive corporation, right? So it comes with the territory, unfortunately.
Absolutely.